Welcome back to Licensed and Unsupervised with
Naomi and Beckee.
Woo!
I don't know what they say about me behind my back.
Well, we don't know what anybody says. That's none of our business.
Those are the only people I care about, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I get it. Listen, my husband used to think it was so hilarious when I had to enforce dress code at Paul Mitchell because I am the queen rebel when it comes to a dress code. Like 3 days before in high school, before I graduated, I got dress coded for a halter top I had on.
Okay.
Now, it should be noted that there were like 4 other girls who had said same halter top on. It was not planned. I didn't know them. They were mean girls, but we had somehow all ended up in the same halter top. No one else got called into the office but me because of my big boobs.
Well, that's bullshit.
Exactly. And that's what I said upon entry
Right.
to this office that I was a very frequent flyer of in high school. Damn it. And I was
I
like,
see the challenges.
yes. And I was like, justice shall prevail. This is wrong. And I give him names. I mean, I was throwing people under the bus right and left, but also they had literally just walked by. So I was like, come on
Right,
now.
right,
And they
right.
wanted me to put on a scuzzy gym shirt. And I was
Oh,
like, I
no.
am not putting that on because hello. And it was also, it should be noted, it was bright colors. It was so cute. And then they called my mom.
Oh,
And my mom gets on the phone and she was like, just do what they're telling you. You have 3 days left. She was so annoyed. And like, as a parent of children now,
Yes.
and like with a son who's getting ready to graduate and we're like snail crawling across the finish line, I'm like, oh, for F's sake, just do what they tell you. But my soul is like, no, it shouldn't be that way. But so that's what,
Okay.
Ricardo used to get really, he would crack up. He'd be like, I was dress code today. And I'd be like, shut up. I'd be like, I hate every second of it.
being an enforcer of the dress code.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's funny because yesterday we had a rep in here and we were talking about business and the salons and stuff. And she said, what's your dress code? And we were busy, which was really cool. We were busy. Everyone was busy. And she like looked around and she's like, what's your dress code? And I said, better than a backyard barbecue. And she's like, okay.
What does that mean?
And then she was like, so lots of people are having challenges with this. And I said, yeah, you should just let people dress how they want now.
Yeah.
And she's like, is that really what you think? And I said, it is really what I think. Because here's the thing. My best today is my best. And so like, if whether a famous person walks in or not, I have to be fully prepared for whatever my day is going to present.
Right.
And so like, it's my decision to dress the way that I'm going to dress for the day. And whatever happens, happens. And like, it's not my job to dictate to you how to present yourself to the world. Like, if there's, a boob hanging out or something, I feel like we should step in. But outside of that,
like if nipples are flying out of your shirt when you're blow drying, that's going to be a problem. Again, we're not that kind of salon.
Right. But like, I have not seen any single issue at all. And I've seen crop tops and I've seen shorts and I've seen all the, and like, I think back of all the years where I was like, no, you cannot wear that. No, you cannot wear that. No.
Right.
And I'm like, that's annoying. Because
I mean,
like,
I get it though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And then like the rep was like, but I feel like your people are coming in here and they're getting like a luxury service and they're spending all this money and like you should dress that way. What do you think about that?
So she feels because we offer luxury services that we should, like, what was her recommendation? Did you ask her like what
I
she
did not
would
ask her.
say would be the
I did not.
because that's an interesting topic in our field on TikTok, on social media, everywhere. There's one girl, she dresses fabulous. And like her outfits are beautiful. It's sort of like dopamine, but like next level in terms of like blouse. Like she's wearing blouses and trousers and like they're really cute.
Yeah.
Some of her stuff though, I'm like, I don't know how you're doing hair. I don't know how you're like the sleeves. I'm like, how are the sleeves not getting in the water? How do you not have bleach all over everything? How do you, because of the construction of because that's something that like, even on my days, like even jewelry, like I love a good sleeve of jewelry, but I wore 2 bangles in here a couple of weeks ago. Oh, no.
irritate you all day.
Yes. Well, I didn't even make it through like the first guest, and I was like, excuse me. And I just ripped them off and put them in the drawer, and Carly was like cracking up at me, and I was like, that's annoying for me, so I can only be more annoying for my client. So that's sort of how she was dressed, though. I loved her fit, but I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how I
do you think that she's
I'm
a
like
character on her TikTok, though? Like, because I've heard that said before. Like, when we were at the Rainbow Convention, Jordan said that when she was, like, opening up. She's like, I am a whole human, but, like, the person you see online is ultimately the person I want you to see. And I have all these people here helping me creating all of this. And so, ultimately, I'm kind of just a character that you're engaging in.
That's interesting. See, because that is a good perspective that I hadn't considered, because I show up online how I show up in everyday life. Like, you're not just going to see me polished. You're going to see me without makeup, hair looking like a troll from the gym, and also polished, and also date night and boobalicious for the husband and all the whatever, all of that. So I hadn't considered, though, that there are people with their brand, I'm sure, that are like, this is what I want you to see every single time.
Yeah, because if you have like 300,000 people following you, like, there is a different, I feel like there might be a different connotation there.
Maybe.
I guess if you
that's
set
how
it
you
up
set it that way. Yes.
Correct. And I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I don't think it's bad either.
I think it's good to admit that, and also to, like, give perspective to that, because maybe she only did it for the video, or she doesn't do the washing.
Right.
I'm like,
Maybe, I don't know. She might not, and I don't know. I just know, or even some of them that are in like the really cute bodycon dresses and heels. I'm like, yeah, my plantar fasciitis says, bitch, you don't try that.
Like, oh, you haven't been doing hair very long. Love that for you.
You're not old enough yet, apparently. But I feel like there are some that don't. I don't know. I had a big week of realizing that I'm the old hairstylist.
Oh, I hate that for you.
It wasn't. No, it's okay. I just really identified with what you said when you were earlier today. You were like, sometimes I'm self-conscious about it. I don't feel like I get super self-conscious about a lot, but I think that's what it is more than anything. Because I'm like, in my head, I'm not where I'm at.
Right.
Like, I'm not this age. I don't feel this age. I don't act this age most of the time. I mean, I'm a responsible adult, so I guess maybe I do more than I think, but I don't know.
Right.
And I just caught myself, like, I taught a class on Monday, and I was like, oh my God, I sound like I could hear my own beauty school instructors who were old. And older than us, though, also.
Right.
And I was like, damn, I sound like them. I'm the old. Because also, I think what it was is there were portions of what I was saying that they needed to hear, but they're annoying to hear. And so, like, the roll of the eyes was happening, not out loud, but I could tell it was happening in their head. And the only reason I could tell it was happening in their heads because I did the rolling of the eyes in my head at my instructors as well. Remember the principal's office from high school? Yeah, same thing. So I was like, but I'm like, I'm her now. I'm the old lady hairstylist. Like, we were doing graduated haircuts is what it was.
Right.
And like, just trying to get them to understand the why behind what you would, like, in what scenarios today, modern, that you would choose that. And then why, and they just kept coming back to, I just don't know why anyone would want this. I don't see why anyone would ever get this. I don't see what, and I was like, and then I'm reflecting upon my own clientele. I'm like, okay, well, older people still do get it. But then I'm like, but you could have a modern bob, like for a young girl. She has a crap ton of hair and you need to take some weight out of the bottom to like shrink the silhouette. And then I saw light bulbs go off. But I think there was still like annoyance of like, this is dumb. Everyone has long Victoria's Secret blowout extension hair. I don't know why I need to know this. And to me, I'm like, what goes around comes around. You have a license that says you should know this also.
Right. The rest of the world believes you know how to do everything online. The rest of the world believes that.
You want to know what else?
Can't wait.
Oh my God.
What?
I asked them the first week, and then this was the second week. And okay, I was starting to talk about like our hair industry and then cuts and in graduation. Who do you think I was thinking of? None other than Vidal Sassoon.
Right.
They looked at me like a deer in headlights. They said who is that? And I go, wait a minute. Who doesn't know who Vidal Sassoon is? Every hand except for our apprentices went
High
up.
five. Yes.
And I was shooketh because I was also like, wait, what? And for those who don't know, that is like the godfather of what we do. And like the reason behind the black dress code starting and the reason for those super chic, polished, like precision haircuts.
Yes.
And like super influential in why you even are sitting there having a license today. Yes. And I was like, and you don't know who this person is? I felt like a failure. I was like, I have failed everyone. Obviously, it's not just me, but.
Right, but you haven't because our apprentices knew.
They did.
And so we have, in fact, and they probably felt really cool.
They did. They did. They were like, because they were here, like one of our apprentices was day one and was like, I like looking around, like Char was the only one that did not raise their hand when I said, who does not know?
Right.
And then the second day when Carly and Char were together and I was like, do you guys still not know who Vidal Sassoon is? Did you look? Because I said that was your homework. Right. You need to just go down a little bunny trail and look him up.
Yeah.
And look him up. Okay, so then I paused the class and I said, look him up. Yeah. And they pull his classic signature haircut. They are not happy with it. And they're talking shit about it. And I was like, I am old. I am so old.
Damn it.
I did not let them know that I was feeling that. But that's what was happening in my head. I was like, oh my God. That kind of shook me a little because I remember learning. When did you learn about him? In beauty school, for sure.
Yes, in beauty school.
But maybe even before because you were interested in it. I don't know. Yeah. Mine was beauty school. Also, Vidal Sassoon, VO5. He had a whole hot oil treatment.
When we were in beauty school, though.
He was.
He was still alive when we were in beauty school. So, like, he was still active in
That's true,
the market at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Robert Cromeans.
Right. I love him. Talk about dopamine dressing.
He like invented it, I feel like.
His hats are my favorite.
Yes.
They're just so large.
Well, and I've listened to him on a podcast, and he's and I've met him several times years back, and he's always been just great.
Yeah,
just great and a lot. And this is me, and I don't care, and it's fine, and I want to be like that always. Mm-hmm. I want to not care.
I know.
I want to not care in every setting. Not there yet.
Do you agree? Do you feel like your kids' age is why you care in some settings more than others? Because I think that's what's happening with me, and I don't know. I think I just realized it.
I don't know. I think it's more the team here.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like they scare me a little sometimes.
I mean, that's valid. I understand. What do you mean? Like you think they're gonna make fun of you?
No, well, not to my face.
Oh my God.
Huh. Well, I don't. This is not something I worry about.
No,
not something I worry about. But like, let me explain. So
it's
I
just
was
like a thing in your head of like,
Well, back to the tour, right? So I'm in Kansas City, and I'm coming to the realization that I am, in fact, the oldest person on this team.
Yeah,
and processing that and being annoyed with that and wishing it wasn't true and like all of those things. I don't know.
Such a wild ride.
It is weird. I lost my train of thought now.
You were reflecting.
I was
at the Chroma Kansas City.
Oh, yes. And it happened like 4 or 5 times where like I have no idea what anyone is talking about.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were they talking about? Give me an example.
I think it was like TikToks and different things like that. And like I don't have time to spend on the TikTok to do the things and like to learn all the and so like they just all start laughing and talking and stuff and I'm like no idea what's happening, no context at all, like 4 or 5 times. Like damn it.
Okay, that's sort of what that was. So I had the situation in the class where I was like leaving a little more self-conscious than I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then upon reflection yesterday, I made a TikTok about it. I just said what was happening. That's my TikTok. But then I was laughing at myself because the second thing was I was creating content and I had a couple of things of like Carly, the apprentice, and I was trying to keep like think of cute, fun captions for it,
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to sound like, not necessarily, it's not that I'm trying to be younger than I am. I'm very content and happy in my age. I am in no way trying to go back.
No way.
No way. It's just weird when you're like trying to think of something and everything I kept putting down, I was like, this sounds so stupid. And I was like, this is not right. So then I resorted after like toiling for 20 minutes. I resorted to ChatGPT and I was like, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. This is how, gave me a few options and that helped. But I was like, my brain doesn't think the same anymore in that realm. And I think also for me, when I did work, so like obviously everyone here is younger than us.
Right.
But it's a work environment versus like when I was at Paul Mitchell, it's a school environment.
Right.
And there were much more people, like you're talking 100 students. So you have 100 students, you have 100 people's perspectives on all the TikToks, on all the Instagrams, on all the, so I felt like I knew more of the things because of that. And then yesterday I was like, I don't know anything. It's happening. I'm becoming the old person who doesn't know shit.
Same.
I know.
Dang
and I don't
it.
want a class. That's so dumb. I just want to know the cool things. Okay, but on the flip side, what also used to happen to me when I worked there, when I would be out with like adults our age, I would be like cracking up. Somebody would say something, it would jog something, and I would be like referring back to a TikTok or a social media something that was very trending, and not a person around me would know what I was talking about. I know. And I was like, this is really freaking weird. Like, I'm identifying and it makes more sense in my head with the people that are 20 years younger than me than it does people my own age. It's a very weird place to be in life.
It is a really weird, because I didn't feel left out. Like, it wasn't a left out feeling. It was, when they're done, I'll catch back up.
Yeah.
Like, you guys do you.
Right.
I'm going to sit here and continue pretending like I'm understanding. I'm not, though. I don't know what you're talking about. I have absolutely no idea, and I'm just picking up your cues from your face. If you are laughing, I am laughing. Yep. If you are crying, I am crying. That's what's happening. So I just have found myself 100%. In more of those spaces, which has not been fun. But I also don't want to start doom scrolling more in my life, and that brings me to this other thing. So do you I wish I could have recorded Alex and Char's face when I was telling them this story yesterday. So I said, we were talking about piercings, I don't know why, anyways, and I said, when I was 15 I pierced my belly button, and Alex is like, why didn't you just go get it pierced? And I was like, let me play a game with you really quick. I'm like, I want you to imagine that you are now a teenager and you're having a sleepover with your friends and you're both 15. She's like, okay. And I said, okay, now take the TV out of the room because that wasn't a thing. Why? She said, because you didn't have one in there. Okay, now take the phone away because they didn't have that either. She's like, what were you doing? Piercing my belly button. That's what I was doing. And then this morning I looked at it because she was like, was it good? Do you still have it? And I was like, no, nothing about it was good. I definitely don't still have it. We were definitely using earrings and like with the back and the whole thing. And so like you had and she just looked at me like, completely mortified. And I'm like, what else was I supposed to do?
People pierced a lot of things. My aunt, so my mom was the oldest of 6. So for context, her youngest sister, the youngest sibling, is only 9 years older than me.
Got it.
So she was like cool in high school, when I was like upper elementary school. And like I got to go do things with her. Fun. She also became a hairstylist. I got to go to beauty school with her all the time and like sit and hang out with her. Yes. But she was always piercing all the way up her ear. And that became like a thing at my grandma's house. Like if you wanted another piercing, you could at the family dinner go in the bathroom with her. And it terrified me. I think I was still at that time and still kind of am, but have gotten over it for tattoo's sake. Like needle, terrified.
Really?
Yeah, like getting shots at the doctor, you know how they would like when you were younger, I don't know, mine would be like, okay, I'm going to put it in and you're going to count to 5 and then it'll be done. And I would be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they would be like, okay, I need you to, like, I was just terrified of them. I don't know.
Aw.
But yeah, like, so that terrified me, but I watched a lot of my cousins. And then, like, this was the 90s, right? And the boys, you know, getting the one earring was a big deal.
Yes, it was.
So they started letting, and my aunt would have the ice, just like on, if you ever watch Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, with the ice.
That's how I did my belly button with the ice.
I had my belly button pierced for a blink of an eye, and then I got pregnant, and it ruined everything. No.
Well, yeah.
It just ruined actually, my doctor told me I could keep it in. She was totally fine with it. But it started getting snagged on everything, and it was pissing me off. Like, I would wake up, and, like, a whole blanket would be hanging from the loofah was catching it. Like, it was getting really annoying.
I pierced the bottom instead of the top because I was like, that's going to look cool.
Oh, that's even more flash.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
always had a high pain tolerance upon reflection.
I mean, same, but, like, and you did it to yourself, though.
To myself, yes.
I do think that's different when you can do things to yourself.
Sure.
Makes a difference.
But then this morning I was like, I'm going to look at it. Because I know the scar's still there.
Yeah.
Well, it is not where it originally was.
You don't say.
No, it's a little to the left.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it's 7:00.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the little 2 dots are
Skin it shifted a little.
She was planted at 6 and now she's a little bit more closer to 8.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got mine done on my 18th birthday in a piercing place.
Yeah. That sounds good.
You could still smoke inside at that time. I was not a smoker, but my now husband was. And he was extremely nervous when he saw the guy. You know the clamps? They take like these clamps and go,
yeah.
And I was like laying there totally fine.
Yeah.
And he was like, I looked at his face and I was like, there is something happening over there. And he was like, hey man, can I like smoke? And he's like, I don't care. Like, yeah, whips out a whole stack. That is not sanitary at all.
No.
But
right.
When we know better, we do better. But yeah, I was fine with it. I loved it.
But then what's crazy is I was telling my mom this story. And like, I hid the whole thing
so
from
your
my
mom never knew you had it.
She knew. We talked about it, I don't know, at another time. So this wasn't a surprise conversation to her. But what she said was surprise to me a little bit, I guess. And I was like, oh, okay. So she said that she was like, I don't know, watching or listening to something. I don't know. And somebody was talking about how kids today, like this generation, they don't actually communicate. They send TikToks. And so then like you send like a TikTok to someone and you say relatable.
Yeah.
And then the other person sends back an emoji.
Yeah.
End conversation. And so then I started thinking and I was like, well, yeah, when I asked Mia when she stayed up all night, like and she did her all-nighter, I'm like, what did you guys do? We like sent TikToks to each other for 6 hours.
Oh no.
And I was like, I didn't know what she meant.
And
I guess.
now you
and
understand.
Then now I'm
like
they were talking all night.
They were talking, but through their phone.
But not at all.
Because there's fun videos to share.
Yeah. So, but we didn't have anything there, so we just we were forced to talk about whatever. And
oh yeah, and we told each other all the things, so that way, you know.
Remember MASH?
Yeah, I do.
That was fun.
What did it stand for? Married?
Mansion.
Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, mansion, apartment, shack,
house.
or house.
Yes, married.
I don't remember I don't know.
I don't know.
But
yeah, MASH was a good time.
That was like the game of life without the game board.
Yeah, I can move this.
You don't know. It's just my knee has to move every now and again.
Oh,
See,
that's right. Yeah, the old hairdresser in you is coming out. It's fine. I walked out.
I just can't ride a plane or anywhere with my legs sitting at a 90-degree angle and stay that way. I have to move them from time to time.
We're walking out last night, and I'm walking out with Ryan, Alex, and Shar. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys on Saturday. And I'm walking, and my knee gives out, and I'm like, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. And I got through it.
Listen, I have stood up from places. I did that at the nail salon not long ago.
Really?
I'd been sitting a while and then I stood up and I was like, oh, my hip is for sure in so much pain. And then I was trying to walk normal.
Just act cool.
Yeah, act cool. I was trying to walk normal. My aunt and my mom's best friend have they had a story about that. We were at my brother's wedding. He got married in 2019. So this hasn't been that long ago, but almost 10 years ago ish. Well, no, we're 26. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Anyway, they were at the wedding. We danced. Like everyone at that wedding danced. Like it was one of those weddings where not many people were standing around. It was like everyone was enjoying themselves, having so much fun. And they were out there dancing with us. And it was, I don't know which Casper slide it was, but it was the one where how low can you go?
Yeah.
All the way. Okay. Well, then my aunt and my Auntie Maureen, which was my mom's best friend, are getting low. And they get low and they both get back up. But afterwards, we all came over to like grab our drinks and they were cracking up so hard. They were laughing so hard. They were crying. I'm like, what? And they're like, listen, we stood by each other to do that because at one point I looked at my aunt, Auntie Maureen was like, I looked up and I was like, we are getting up. You cannot stay down here. We cannot be the two old people that went low and now can't get our asses off the dance floor and need help. And I was like, oh God. And I remember laughing about it. That wasn't that long ago. And now we're leaving salons and getting up from chairs and shit.
I was like, if I don't change my gait, they won't notice.
If I don't change my gait.
As if they're even watching me. They weren't looking at me.
They don't care.
No one saw me.
No.
They don't give a shit.
No.
But in my head, they were staring at me.
But if you would have fell down, if you would have made a sound,
they would have seen.
They would have known and been like, oh,
what's wrong with her? Nothing. She's just fucking old.
Nothing is wrong with her at all.
Nothing's wrong with her. Her legs just don't work anymore.
Her bones just like to talk to her from time to time. That's what I'm going to start saying. My bone is just talking to me right now.
I'm just having some bone communication right now.
That ligament over there just made a sound and I just got to check in. It's all good.
So what happens is like it feels like my kneecap just kind of goes.
Like it might. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, and it feels like you should go to the ground right now. You should stop standing.
You should go to the ground.
You should stop standing, and you should get on the ground because this is not good. That's how it feels.
But you kept walking?
Yeah.
What, does it hurt
I
when
just
you
held
keep
my
walking?
breath. Yeah.
And then what'd you do? Get in the car and have to move it around?
I was fine once I was sitting. I parked really close.
God. See, that would be me. I park out by the damn light. I would have been gimping.
And then they would have made fun of you. I know it.
Oh, they 100% would have.
I just don't want to give them any extra.
Well, this has been licensed and unsupervised via Ryan's Room with
Naomi and Beckee. See you next time.
Woo, woo, woo.